Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to One Snatch. Half face means it's makeover time, or Snatchover in this case, and this time is from one of my favorite local podcasts, T42, the co-host, or actually host or co-host, Kishan. Come here, Kishan, science educator from T42.
Hi! Oh my god, this is so surreal. I'm very excited.
Okay, so
excited.
Is this your first time going to be in drag?
It's my second time in drag, actually.
Oh, okay.
The first time in drag, we can get into that. Joel did me in drag like 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have pictures.
Oh, yes, I think I've seen that picture. Okay, but today we're going to do a sugar and spice look, okay? Some Bratz doll realness.
Oh my
okay?
god, Bratz doll, long time.
From season 15. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, all right?
Ding!
Ding dong. All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's just get you into a wig cap first.
Oh my god, go for it. I'm very into like just doing everything, like whole process, the whole shebang. So excited, so excited.
Okay, so Kishan, one of the reasons why I really wanted to get you on this channel is because you, on your podcast, you're a science educator. Right?
Yes, I
and you talk a lot
am.
of sciencey stuff.
I love
And
science.
that's basically what I try to work in my channel sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I also do science.
Yeah.
And occasionally I want to talk about like science stuff and everything. What kind of science are you most passionate about?
That's a big question, and it changes.
Yeah?
So one of the things that I really enjoy studying is about the brain.
Mm-hmm.
The brain is the most exciting. To me, I always say the brain is the sexiest organ because it's where everything happens,
Yeah.
and it's also it's my most favorite thing to study about. And I also like how like everything is influenced by the brain, character, attitudes, behavior. And because I'm an educator, so I'm also interested in memory. Since like I started teaching and everything, I've moved away from the sciencey bit. I've just focused very much on education. So I really am passionate about science, but it's not, my focus is not very much in the education aspect of things. Yeah, but definitely science. I'm all here for the science.
What was your background before in university? What
Yeah,
was it
so
you studied?
in university I studied life sciences at NUS, and I specialized in biomedical sciences, specifically related to the brain. Like anything brainy, I would do it. Like anything neurosciences, I would do it. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah, it was
okay.
it's totally my interest.
That's very exciting. You and Joel, who's his co-host on T42, which is an
Yes.
amazing podcast.
Thanks.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Is that why you guys decided to bring that into your podcast?
Yeah, so I always enjoy like telling people about science, like and I do it in like the weirdest way. So there's this story, and I'm sure I've told this on the podcast. There's this story where I was in a club one day, and we were just drinking gin and tonics as one does, and gin and tonic glows in the dark. It gives off light under UV light, right? And people were just drinking around me, and I randomly went up to poor strangers and I just say, "Hey, do you know why this is glowing?" And I just dropped a bit of random science, and people looked at me like it was weird. but this is just an example of how I really, really, really enjoy dropping science in random situations.
Why does it glow, by the way?
Oh, why does it glow?
Is it something to do with the tonic?
That's right,
What was
Quinine.
it? Quinine.
Yeah,
Quinine glows. Why does quinine glow in the dark?
So it's a molecule that absorbs UV light. So some of the electrons absorb UV light, and then when it gets de-excited, the electrons give off the light energy. Give off energy in terms in the form of light, and it glows blue.
Oh.
So that's basically, it's just simple absorption, excitation, and like de-excitation. It's just simply that. And I don't know, like these things make me so excited. Like wow, got this thing happening in my cup leh. I mean, it's just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Joel approached me, like in like pandemic times, we were all stuck at home. Joel was like, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast?" And I'm like, "Sure, what do we talk about?" And then he was like, "Oh, we can talk about things that are happening in Singapore. We can talk about the pandemic." I was like, "Oh, I would love to drop some science. I would love to like just do science things." And yeah, and so that's how that happened. Yeah.
So I mean, when I heard your first episode, I was so excited because it's everything that I like, gay stuff, a bit of
Yes.
politics, and people don't really talk about Singapore politics or Singapore LGBT stuff
No.
as much. And at the time, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and I was listening to a lot of like stuff from overseas,
Oh yeah,
and,
of course.
and all about their queer stuff, and no one ever talks about stuff that's happening here. So I really appreciated you guys going into all that.
Yeah, I mean, for a huge portion of the podcast, I didn't come out as gay,
Mhm.
even though like if you listen, you would know lah.
Yeah, and he, some sort of who was it? Caleb.
Yes, that's
Caleb,
right.
that was you, right?
That's
Yeah.
totally me. So like I never outrightly said like, oh, I'm gay, and that was done for a reason, because I work in a school, and I knew that perhaps this might not go down well with some people, so I was very careful to protect that aspect of myself. Yeah, so for a long time, I just didn't vocalize it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
What's your favorite thing so far about doing the podcast?
Oh, just being with Joel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very simple. I mean, we've been friends for too long lah. 12, 14 years maybe. When we are together, everything just clicks, and we know each other so well
Mhm.
that we don't have to do much to make each other laugh. We don't have to say much to know what the other person's thinking. We just sometimes can look at each other and like whole conversations can happen.
Yeah. So Joel, by the way, is used to do drag, and she was actually on my channel before. We did a kind of a correspondence thing. She used to be called Ashley50.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Yeah.
She's since put that to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've seen Ashley50 perform, have you?
Oh yeah. Many
Yeah.
times. In fact, my first performance at Riot was with her.
No way!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Fun. Yeah. It's always fun to see Ashley50 come on stage.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
a little bit cerebral and everything with her
Very-
dark stupidity. I really like it.
I also love it. I don't know if many people like her or get her, but I love it.
I think in drag sometimes it really doesn't matter if people get you or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Why do you say that? Like you just do for fun now?
Yeah, just for fun. I mean, because drag, you can appreciate it on so many different levels. So
True.
a lot of people see the drag and they appreciate the beauty, the pop
Right.
song and everything. But if you can be a little bit subversive and sneak some messages through your
Yeah.
drag, that's what's exciting about drag, I feel.
I think
And
so.
people who get it. People who don't get it maybe get it
Right.
subliminally or don't get it all, but
Right.
they just appreciate it on a superficial level.
So you
know
shouldn't
what I mean?
care about it too much lah.
Yeah. But
Okay,
it's always fun to have a little bit something extra.
Yeah, I know, but as a performer, like, you have this message you want to send out, this subversive message, sometimes subversive, sometimes funny, that you want to send out. Doesn't it suck that sometimes people don't get it?
Yeah, but you can't control that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you can't control that. So, as long as you have it, and then, if some people get it, as long as one person gets it and one person messages me, oh my God, I love that you did that.
That's enough.
It's enough.
This is a great philosophy in life in general. Like,
Uh-huh.
you don't need to please everybody.
Yeah.
If not, like, you spend too much time thinking about other people.
Exactly.
And then you just lose yourself, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're true to yourself and you have some people who
Yeah.
get it, I think is enough.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were mentioning earlier,
Yeah.
the first time you were in drag, Joe put you in drag.
Oh my God.
What was that like?
Oh my God. This was a whirlwind of a night. Okay, a long time ago, okay? And it was like 1 a.m., 12 a.m., something like that. And we just decided to like hang out. So I just popped over to his place. And I was like, oh, why don't you put me in drag? Oh, yeah. I can't remember who suggested doing this, whether he or me, but whatever. I came over to his place and we spent about 3-4 hours putting me in drag. And the only reason it took so long is because sister didn't have my color.
Mhm.
And so she was just messing about with color. She was just like, okay, how do I get this right tone? How do I get this right tone? But I had so much fun.
Yeah.
When the look came together, I looked deranged, but, but it was so fun. Like, I really enjoyed the entire process. Yeah. I called her Tangga Chichi, which was...
Tangga Chichi.
Yeah, Tangga Chichi. Which was... Tanggachi in
explain.
Tamil means, I think, younger sister. I mean, Tamil is not my mother tongue. I'm probably butchering the language. But Tanggachi, I believe, means younger sister. And Chichi is just gay. So, Tanggachichi. So, we were just having fun with it. It was a good night. From doing that, I realized that, wow, a lot of work goes into this,
yeah.
yo. Like, so much war paint was on my face. It was just unbelievable. Yeah.
Will you go out? Will you walk around in drag?
I really want to wear a dress. I think I've said this before. I
Uh-huh.
really want to wear a dress out.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I really want to wear a
What's
dress.
stopping you?
I haven't found the right dress. That's one. There's no short of opportunities. There's so many like queer events out and about now. Like the cabaret that you do,
Uh-huh.
the cum parties, mismatch, whatever lah. So many different things. There's intervention also that Joel and his crew does. And so there's so many opportunities to do it. I just haven't found the right get up.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see how you feel today.
Yeah, see how I feel today.
Yeah, I don't have to do this step, but I think you need to. But because
Can.
we need to color correct your beard.
Oh, alamak, never come out. Oh, yeah, sorry lah. You know, like literally, it grows in 12 hours.
No, but you did shave this. I thought you did shave this morning.
I shaved. I shaved last night. This
Oh,
morning,
no.
I can't shave
Yeah.
like on the day itself. Not like it would get very irritating.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So this is orange. So as you know, in your science educating, the Tyndall effect. Do you know that? You know what that
The
is?
Tyndall effect. The color changes. The color cancels each other
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
With
how it
I think purple and yellow does that.
The Tyndall effect by itself is more or less like blue light.
Yeah.
That gets reflected off like surfaces. Like that's why that's why the sky is blue.
Yeah.
That's why the sea is blue.
Yeah.
So blue is preferentially because of the wavelength is preferentially reflected off the top surfaces of
Yeah.
of liquids.
So how does orange
So-
help?
So orange cancels out blue.
Oh.
And,
orange cancels out blue.
Yeah, orange cancels out blue, and your hairs underneath the skin, although they are black,
Yeah.
it's actually, if you look like with a Pantone picker, it's actually blue because of the way that the epidermis distorts the color.
That is fascinating.
Isn't it? It's amazing.
I
Yeah.
love that. Oh my god, everybody should study science.
Yeah,
so great.
So that's why there's a Tyndall effect, and that's why the sky is blue. That's why the ocean is blue.
Yeah.
Although water is
really
transparent,
sketchy.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we set that. Okay, and you see it's almost
Oh my god.
with the lights on. It looks as if you have
You're
no
right.
beard, right?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you look really closely, it looks orange, but if you look like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
it doesn't look orange at all, right? It cancels. Yeah.
Oh my god. I look like a fetus. I look like a fetus.
It might be a bit dark to start off with,
Sure.
but we'll lighten it.
I mean, I trust you implicitly.
Okay, let's see.
Ooh. Pretty came down as well, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
clear. You know pretty well.
We hung out a few times. I don't know if I can say I know very well, but we hung out a few times, and she's lovely.
Yeah,
I
she is.
love her.
She is so sweet. It's like completely
Oh.
different from what you see
Exactly, right?
online. Yeah. There was this period of time when your podcast actually kind of went off the air for a while.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that something that we can talk about?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We call it the dark times.
The dark times. Yeah. So all of a sudden it disappeared, and then
Yeah.
everything was taken off the
yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, girl, where do I begin? Okay, lah. So, I mean, I don't know if I can go into super all the details, but what happened was basically kena complain. Someone complained, said that he has this podcast. How can this be allowed? You know, like how can this happen? Like this is not okay for an educator to have this, for so basically got complained, and questions about my sexuality came up. Because in relation to the podcast, like I said, even though I wasn't super I never vocalized that I was gay on the podcast for 65 episodes, basically since the dark times. People can infer lah. So this inference was made, it was brought up, it was complained, complaint was made against me, and I got called in, and all sorts of things happened, like questions about the intention of the podcast, questions about why I called myself a science educator. So many things came up. And
Why aren't you? I mean, if you're talking about science on a podcast, wouldn't that be a science educator?
exactly. Basically, there were a lot of questions that really puzzled me, even though no real issue was said about my sexuality. There was a tinge of that in the air, and at the end of the day, I was told to take down the entire podcast. Also because there were allegations that were made against me, saying that I shouldn't be talking about certain things, issues about race, issues about education. I shouldn't be talking about them, which was I found and I will say this, I found it a bit perplexing, because on the podcast, if anyone listens, is I'm usually a very moderate voice. If let's say we are critical about certain policies, I usually come in with the moderating voice and go like, maybe it's also this reason, no, maybe it's also that reason. So I thought it was important to give that balanced point of view on any sort of topic, you know, on race, on education, on housing, on healthcare, on the death penalty, whatever. It's very good to give a balanced point of view. And I thought it was good also for just to practice how to have conversations like that. You know, like this is how we need to have conversations. And as an educator, I particularly thought it was good for students. For young kids to learn how to have conversations like this. So for them to, at the end of the day, to mandate that we take it down was heartbreaking for those reasons, and also because it was such a labor of love. It was such a labor of love, and all 65 episodes just disappeared. It just disappeared, and the reason for that is, simply put, a complaint was lodged against me, okay, by someone.
But was it dealing as a parent or something?
We actually don't know. I still don't know who. And it was an anonymous complaint. We can make guesses, but there's no use lah. We really don't know who. So a complaint was lodged against me about the podcast. Questions about my sexuality came up, and then got investigated by the ministry. You know, because I think they have to do their due diligence lah. Okay, let's keep it to them.
And the main reason is because you were teaching in a government school.
Yeah, exactly that. And I had this. And we talk about a lot of things on the podcast.
Try not to move your eyebrows.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Try not to be too expressive in eyes while I try to draw your eyebrows. Get it?
Questions about the content of the podcast, because like there are certain things apparently that's very not kosher to say. Even though I was very, 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 very careful to always provide a balanced view, I was never against policy. I always looked at things from both sides, and I think it's important like to show people how this is done. You know, to show people how to have conversations about things that you may strongly disagree with, that you may have issues with, but to then come to the table and go like, you know what, let's consider both perspectives. So that's what I really tried to do, and I turned out to be quite moderate on the podcast, I think, but apparently still cannot. So controversial issues, like issues about racism, about education, policies about death penalty, all these things not kosher, despite the moderate way I've done things. And
around that time, do you think the reach of your podcast was quite high? Was that why, or do you think?
That's an interesting question. We did track quite a bit lah. Now not so much, but we did track, and it did rise up quite a bit. So I guess we did create like a cult following, you know, which is great, and it always surprises me. And yeah, I guess to answer your question, yeah, there was some influence.
Okay. And did your students know that you had this podcast?
Yes, they do.
And did they bring up in class?
No. They're lovely. They don't bring it up in class. I think they also understand like, maybe this one, let's not bring it up, let's not get him into trouble. But they do poke and prod sometimes for fun. They sometimes like write on the whiteboard like, T42 is the best podcast, and then I'll just come in, I'll just erase it, and I'll say, it's okay, turn your books to page 84. I'll just erase it and just pretend that it's not there. And they do this because they want that reaction, and it's fine, you know. After that, they don't disturb me about it anymore, which is great.
Okay.
But I know some of them do listen, because they when they graduate, we get on each other's socials and they text me about it. They go like, oh, this is an interesting perspective, or this is an interesting podcast. So it's nice. Which is what I really hope one of the aims of the podcast was to do that, to have to allow people to see like, this is how you have conversations, you know. I mean, the big aim was to just have fun lah. Let's be real. Joy and I did this just to have fun. Yeah.
So in the end, the podcast did come back. What kind of deal was struck?
Okay, so what precipitated its return? Yeah. So what happened was I mourned the loss of the podcast for about a month, and then after that I realized that, you know what, this is really not okay. Like, there are a lot of assumptions here that's being made. I didn't have a chance to make a case for it, you know. So I wrote an email to the school saying like, hey, this is how I feel about it. I feel discriminated against, and I think I would like to have I would like to have the opportunity to make a case for the podcast and for people to hear me out, because I think that a lot of sweeping statements, a lot of assumptions. So when I did that, Joel also posted something on Instagram, post saying that we can't have nice things in Singapore.
Oh yeah, so I think I saw that.
Yeah, and he tagged the ministry lah. And so I think all of these things precipitated a conversation, which basically ended off with as you say, we can use the word deal, a deal in a way, saying that okay, you can have the podcast back up, but you just kind of need to remove episodes that you think where you talk about policy. They didn't want to be clear about it. They didn't want to be very specific about it. But they just like, you just take down what you think needs to be taken down, and we'll be okay. So I'm like, okay, great, let's do that. So we have taken down episodes. So far, everything's okay. I'm also not vulgar on the podcast anymore. Not that I was super vulgar.
But I beg to differ. The last podcast, the last episode.
Well, God, no, I don't say vulgarities. Why?
No, but the last episode, Joel was like going.
No, correct. So Joel can be as vulgar as he wants, but I'm not gonna be vulgar. I'm not gonna control Joel. Joel can do whatever.
Can I play a snippet here?
Yeah, please.
So here is a social experiment, right?
Let's do it.
It's like, if you're listening to this podcast and you are a gay male of a certain persuasion,
Hey sis.
by which we mean, you work out a lot and you tend to only have sex with people who look like you, here's an experiment. Come and Kishan in the ass.
I knew you were gonna say
Just come and us. Like, maybe and see if you
Please
like
ask
it.
us permission. Don't do it sneakily.
Like, I'm just gonna very brazenly say that I have a profound interest in being by you. I think it's like I've been socialized to think that you are the pinnacle of like sexual.
Maybe do that to Joel, but maybe call me out for a coffee first.
Oh no, I'm happy to do the coffee and fucking on the same day.
At the same time?
At the same time, perhaps.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, coffee does tend to stimulate my bowels.
Oh, does it?
So don't need to douche. Just like straight up. You can go.
Fudge back up.
I mean, like, I'm very curious. It's like, if you're curious, I'm curious too.
Sure.
If you've never
Me too.
had sex with someone who doesn't look like you, here's your chance.
Yeah.
Like, I promise you, I'm good in bed.
We're offering up. Same. We're offering up us up on the platter.
I am offering myself to you.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure like you'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And then maybe after that we can like we can form like a kind of like touring show. Where we go around like the country talking to like educating gays, going like, it wasn't that bad.
Please, Joel can be as vulgar as he wants because sister can speak his own mind. But I was like, okay, fine. I will not throw any F-bombs. I will not be vulgar on the podcast, and that's easy. It's an easy thing for me to do because I'm not naturally vulgar. So.
Same here. I'm not one of those queens that will just start going into a lot of really, really dirty stuff. In
Exactly.
fact,
So that was easy, and since then, so far it's been smooth sailing. So far, lah. I mean, who knows? But it's been smooth sailing. But one of the things that came out from this was, I'm now not afraid to say publicly that I'm a gay person. So since then, after the incident when we recorded episode 66, I just came out on the podcast. I was like, yep, I'm a gay person.
You could have just waited 3 episodes.
Right? I'm like, I could have just waited. I'm like, 3 more episodes, right? Yeah, a bit more like nice touch. But no, it's okay. Episode 66, I came out as a gay human being, and it was nice. But many people are like, yeah lah, who don't know? But I'm like, yeah lah, this is me just being very clear about it. Oh my god, look like my sister.
Yeah, when you do drag, you start to see all your family members.
So like, oh my god, look like my grand auntie. Like, oh my god. Have you ever tried like other drag queens' looks?
I used to when I was starting this channel, I used to copy a whole bunch of different drag queens. I would do Trixie, I would do Crystal Method, I would do and that really helps you learn all sorts of different techniques.
Which one's your favorite?
Trixie.
Really?
Yeah, Trixie. I love Trixie's makeup.
Her makeup has changed over the years though. When she first started, it was such a harsh jawline. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was insane.
In the beginning, they used to say that she was being slapped in the face with a Neapolitan, right?
Now that you said it, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. But yeah, she's seen I don't know, soften a bit.
Yeah. And I mean, she's really come into her own that she made this iconic makeup work for her.
Yeah,
In fact, my regular drag face is a bit of a shrunken version of her makeup. Not today's. Today's is more of a Bratz doll.
Yeah.
But my usual makeup is a bit of a shrunken version of her makeup.
Ah, that's fun.
Okay, yeah. So how do you feel so far? You had a look at your
My face.
at your face.
Oh my god, this is I say I look like my sister, which I love. I'm just very excited to see the entire process. This is something that I've only done, like I said, one other time before, and it did not look like this. This looks so much like, wow, next level. So I'm very excited. Like, it must take a lot of work for you to get to this level. Like, I would think, like, you spend so much time, and so much like learning all the things, right? So just doing so much, learning all the things. So it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, drag is not something that, you know, I mean, a lot of people do it once or twice and everything, but to get really good at it, you really need the passion to stick it out.
Yeah, much like everything else, lah. Really, you really just have to practice.
Yeah, and I think for me, I do have quite a tenacious personality. I mean, I told you I did a lot of science and everything too. Right?
Yeah.
So all that also helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you approach it from a scientific perspective?
I mean,
drag?
the trial and error with stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe not the drag itself, but you know, the wigs, you know.
Yeah.
There's
What about
a lot
the
of chemistry there? There's a lot of chemistry there.
I'm
You
sure.
know?
What about the construction of things?
Construction of things that like last year I was learning a lot of cosplay techniques. So I was experimenting with a lot of different ways to keep hair up. There's a lab's worth of glues in there, different kinds of glues and consistencies
Then
to
you just try lah. It's
Yeah.
really trial and error, which is, yeah, you're right, scientific method all around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just unbelievable how far you've come, which is so cool.
Yeah,
It's just so cool.
and you know what I really like to do is like to share it. It's like to really bring it to other people, and that's why I actually like doing makeovers a lot. I mean,
Do you?
Yeah, when I see people so delighted at the way their look change, it's really rewarding for me. So I really like it.
So
Yeah.
different from the flavor of what other people say about doing makeovers, because many people who do, I know, like make over other people, right, they always feel very stressed out.
Yeah,
There was a
I mean,
like,
at first I
no,
did,
no.
but when I couldn't get it right, when people look really bad, and then I get really stressed out. But now more often than not, people like it.
Yeah
So,
lah, you leveled up, sis.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why I have to keep doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So cool. What's that? Setting powder?
Yeah, this is setting powder. I'm just going to use it to.
Yeah.
This is what I call snatching the nose.
Snatching the nose. I love all the lingo. There's so much of what kids say now in like their everyday speech. They don't know that
it's from drag.
they don't know that they've gotten it from drag. I mean, it's just simple things like tea. Even they say tea now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hear
Slay.
it. Yeah, slay. Sometimes I hear it in passing. I go like, this one actually come from drag. Like you just don't know only.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like, I can't see the details on my face, but oh my god, I'm very excited about how it looks.
Oh, you look quite sickening.
Oh my god, I love the pop. I love the pop of color here. Oh my goodness. Like, have you ever gotten dolled up and then like gone into like a Grab or whatever, and then like just stunned the members of public and the people don't know how to react for it?
Yeah, of course.
Tell me about one situation like that, and then what happened?
One time I was getting a drag here, like in the afternoon or something, because I was like filming a video for AFA.
Yeah.
And then I ordered food, and then the intercom wasn't working, so I had to go downstairs to pick it up, and I was ordering full drag. So I went down,
drag.
full drag, and it was like at 1 p.m. on a Saturday or something like that. And I went down, and then of course it stopped at one floor, and it opened, and then two old ladies there. One of them went, and the other one went, oh! Wouldn't let her friend get in the lift, and her friend really wanted to come in and see, but she pulled her back.
That's great.
Yeah.
Did you talk to them?
I said hi. But I didn't close it on my way.
That's so funny. Have you seen these two ladies since?
Yeah, I think so, but I think they recognize me.
Because drag. Oh my god, that's so great.
Okay. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. We're just going to finish off my face and then get you into full drag, and we'll be right back.
Oh my god, look at me.
I'm a woman, mama.
I'm a woman.
Okay, and we are back, and this is Spice.
Yeah.
So what's the drag name again?
It's Tanga Chichi, but I feel
Tanga Chichi Spice.
yeah, Tanga Chichi Spice. This feels like it deserves a renaming, but girl, I'm just gonna go with Tanga Chichi.
Tanga
because
Chichi.
I'm feeling
And of
it.
course, I'm doing my sugar fantasy today. And how do you feel?
I feel powerful. I feel powerful as hell. The moment everything came together, I was like, yes, who is this woman? Oh my god, I love this. Thank you so much, sister. This is beautiful.
Great. I'm so glad you had a good time.
Had a great time.
And these are Brat's hairs too.
Yes, check
Yeah.
this out.
When I'm feeling your hair might not. The
Yeah, it's not
background-
showing
The
up.
background is not showing up.
Yeah.
See, this is how good it looks.
Yes. Appreciate the full beauty, y'all.
Okay, so if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And of course, listen to T42, the podcast. Okay.
Yes, you can
tell us,
find
tell
us.
us. Yeah, tell us where
You can find us on like Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can find us everywhere. Just Apple Podcasts rather. Just go and find us. We're all over the internet. Yay!
Yes, and of course, we'll link it all down below too. And if they want to find you at Kishan, where can they find you on the
Oh, you
internet?
can find me on Instagram at Kishi Kebabs.
Kishi Kebabs.
Kishi Kebabs.
Okay? Alright, and if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, alright?
Just feeling myself. I'm just feeling myself.
Alright, okay, Kishan, have a Tanga Chichi.
Yeah, Tanga
Tanga
Chichi.
Chichi.
Yes.
Hope you have a good weekend and bye.
Bye.
Okay, now we pose for the thumbnail. I can hold this up so you can see that. Oh, yeah, it looks like I'm holding out a picture.
It just looks like
Okay, let's just pose it.
I don't know how many we need.
No. Is this feeling yourself now?
I'm feeling it, sis. Yes. Yes. Girl, this is so much fun.
Yay!
Thank you for this lovely opportunity.
No, I really enjoy doing it, and I'm so glad you feel pretty.
I feel
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, the art brow cover is a little bit crunchy, but you can get that.
Girl,
next time.
whatever. Oh yeah, I see. It's getting crunchy. But girl,
Yeah.
why don't people do this every day? Okay, that's a lot of work lah.
So don't forget to check out my other makeovers. Okay, I did Joshua Simon recently and Pretty Please a few weeks ago.
Yes. Like, where can you find all of this on YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah.
my goodness.
And I'm working my way through all my favorite podcasts.
Yes.
Okay, bye.